It's actually over there, but I actually don't have any pants on, so I'm not going to run and get it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 35 of the Geekcast. I am Bobby, the Geek Guru, joined by a bunch of belligerent foreigners. Allan,
this is the
what is
racist episode. I'm fine, Bob. How are you?
I'm good.
How's that aneurysm coming on?
It's coming very soon.
You're outnumbered, Bobby.
Holly, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
What did you say, Toby?
I said you're outnumbered. You're the foreigner here.
I'm not
Yeah,
I
we're
run
all on
the show.
one side.
I'm the host. When the host is, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean?
Do you have a haircut, Bobby?
Yes, I have a haircut, Toby. I
Nice.
just shaved it. I shaved it yesterday. And we have babyface Toby back this week.
Yes, I got rid of my beard.
The
Aw.
funny thing is I was saying this when you walked away for a minute, that like TONI actually complimented you and said you looked actually pretty good with a beard. You were actually starting to look like a man.
Yeah,
And
I
then-
was, and it was
and then
getting
you
pretty
shaved
long. But it was
pretty long, please.
I wouldn't say it was long.
like a centimetre long. That's pretty long
I
for
have
me.
to- Toby, did you shave it off, or did you just scrub a little harder with the Clearasil this morning? Is
up.
that what happened?
Yeah, I think that was the case, Allan.
It was
And
just getting itchy, so I thought, can't handle it anymore.
just whatever.
I like the
We're
way they
gonna-
feel.
We're gonna kick this episode off like we do every episode with our Geek Outs. Babyface, go ahead, kick it to us. Tell us what you're
Babyface.
about.
Right, so I'm geeking out about a couple of things. I'm going to skip over the first one because I'm sure somebody else is going to say it. So the thing I'm geeking out about is, if you remember, earlier in the year, game trailers was shut down and everyone was laid off, lost their jobs, and everyone
Earlier
was,
in the year, is that what you said?
yeah.
It was only like a month ago, wasn't it?
No, it was like 2 months ago. Anyway, earlier in the year, depending on when you're listening to this,
So in January.
early in 2016, game trailers was shut down.
Yeah.
And but now, the main sort of celebrity crew, like the main editors and hosts and everything, are coming back with a new thing. They're sort of getting the group back
Is
together.
that definite though?
It is, and Kyle Bossman and a bunch of the other guys tweeted an image, just a plain black image with a date of an announcement that they're going to make, and that is the 21st of March, so that's tomorrow. So I'm really excited to find out what they're going to be doing. And Brandon Jones was on the Kind of Funny podcast, and he was talking about, like, they're getting their stuff together, and he
That's
can't
why
say
I was
anything
asking
yet,
you if
but-
it was. That's why I was asking if it's official yet, because I
Yeah.
know that he was on there, but the way he was talking, like, eventually, we're not sure when. At
Well,
some
he was
point,
like, hopefully soon we'll have something to announce, but nothing yet because they didn't have anything concrete. But
The only thing
Yeah.
I ever watched was the Bossman clips that you ever sent me. Like, I really didn't follow
Well, I
any
was
of the game
like-
trailer stuff.
yeah, I mean, I was pretty ingrained in it. I used to watch a lot of their different shows on YouTube and stuff. So
It seemed like a lot of people in Europe, like UK, they were into them more than people in the United States. And I could be wrong, but that was my impression.
yeah, I mean, I don't really know how popular they were worldwide, but
Well, I think what hurt them a little bit was them not really being able to go on YouTube right away because of the
Yeah.
whole Viacom buyout and all that stuff. So,
yeah. But yeah, I'm super
uh,
excited. So it's gonna be good.
We'll see. We'll see how good it is.
It will be.
I'm just happy to see Bossman back because I really like that dude.
Yeah.
That dude is really funny. He's really awesome. Does a great, video. Holly, what are you geeking out about?
I am, okay, this is a first for me, but I'm actually geeking out about sea dragons.
What
Do you know what those are?
Holly is on some.
are they like?
They're like sea monkeys,
Sea
but
monkeys, yeah.
they're sea dragons. I was in Toys R Us yesterday, and I almost bought this massive kit that was literally like $29.99. Like, it was pretty expensive. And I walked away. I didn't buy it because like all their tills went down, and I was just like, do you know what? Next time I'm actually gonna buy it. And I've been looking at so many videos on like these freaking little dragon things, but they look so cool. And another thing I've been geeking out about is it's actually over there, but I actually don't have any pants on, so I'm not going to run and get it.
I really hope that's not the American.
Oh,
No, is the Mario
start-
amiibo stand.
that's gonna start. That's gonna start the show. Just telling you.
Naked
I
from the
didn't know.
waist
I
down.
didn't know how to
From
say that.
the top down.
I'm gonna run over to Alan with pants on. That's all right. We've already seen Alan doesn't wear pants during the podcast either. So
No. I'm the same when I do
That'd be
YouTube
free.
videos as well.
I think that
But,
should be a rule. Like we should all be naked from the waist down. from now
no,
on.
I'm not. No, that ain't gonna happen. I'm not freeballing it.
But yeah, so like
but
you
if
know
you
the
listen
Mario
to
amiibo stand.
Yeah.
With
Like
the
the
flag.
tiers.
I got that yesterday.
that's
And it
cool.
was like half price, so it was like super cheap. It was like £10.
They're like $9 here now. They're really cheap.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god, I went into game like 6 months ago, and it was like £30 or something. It was really expensive, and I was like, no, I wouldn't pay that for it. And I went to Toys R Us. This is before their tills went down, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my god, I need it. So I got that. It was only $9.99, so
Yeah, that's. Yeah,
I was
because-
very happy with that, and it's huge. It's like
Yeah.
it's massive. So
Yeah, they were originally $50 on Amazon here in the
yeah, they're
United
so
States.
expensive.
Yeah, and now they're like $9 at Toys R Us. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Alan, what are you geeking out about?
Daredevil season 2.
Yes,
Oh
that was
my
going to be my geek
God.
out, but I knew that you would say.
Oh, good.
Oh, I need to watch. I need to start watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually pick it up today. We just finished.
Yeah, me too.
We finished House of Cards last night, so I told my wife I said I'm
think-
jumping into this now.
Daredevil is hands down the best superhero TV show.
Please.
It
Go
is.
away.
Definitely.
Go away with your nonsense.
But like, it's not like the film, is it? Like, because the film was really bad.
No. This is more gritty. It's.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
good.
Alan.
Good.
Alan, this is your
More
geek out, so go ahead.
Yeah, a lot more violent, a lot more, as Bobby says, grounded than the Ben Affleck, lest we remember, version. But yeah, I was a bit worried about season 2. I saw some negative previews, or not negative, but kind of like, temper. And I've just been enjoying it, kind of like Flash season 2, picked up from season 1, really strong. This has done the same thing. They've introduced obviously the Punisher's a big part of this season. I
Yeah.
didn't expect him to be showing up so soon, but
Yeah.
there he is, and he's as badass as everyone
Yeah.
expected.
Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah, and it's the fact
John
that it's
Bernthal.
all there. Just I can marathon it. I started watching. I said, Amy, I'm gonna watch one episode, and then I'm just gonna watch 2.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Because Better Call Saul season 2 has just come on Netflix, but they had one episode a week, and it kind of like it draws it out and it makes it last longer. But it is frustrating when there's like a cliffhanger. You just want to watch the next one, or you just want to have a binge or whatever.
That's what happened with us with House of Cards. Like we started watching, and like stuff started happening. I was like last night. I knew I had to go to bed because I had to. Well, I knew I wanted to record some videos before I went to bed because I had to go to work early in the morning. And I was like, we're gonna watch an episode while we're eating dinner, and then I'll run upstairs and record videos. And it ended on like a cliffhanger. I was like, oh, I gotta watch another episode.
You have to watch the next
Yeah.
one.
And I'm like,
like-
that's horrible.
I think
Have to.
it works better
Honestly.
with certain shows.
Yeah, I've seen them doing that because I thought, oh, weird. I saw a show that was like you're saying. It's like this week. It's like this fantasy one they're doing. It's like you get this episode this week and you wait for the next one. I have a feeling we're going to get to the point where it'll be like, right, you can do the weekly episode model, or for £10 extra, you can unlock the whole season and watch it. And I think we're going to get to that stage.
Yeah.
Also, just because everyone seems to have a double geek out, Ryu and Roy are up on my wall at last.
Oh, I'm jealous. I need them.
Ah,
3 more to
cool.
go.
Did you not buy them, Toby? Or they just
No, I had them on pre-order, but I was poor, so I cancelled them.
Oh.
No,
But
I
three
Oh,
more
that
to go,
hurts.
and the
want to repaint Ryu because I think he looks like he would make a good repaint.
Yeah.
He's a good figure.
He is.
He's kind of one of the better. But yeah, thank God, 3 more to go, and then I'm done. 3 and done.
So what are the ones that are left? There's Bayonetta and
Corin.
Cloud. Oh, and Corin as well.
Yeah. So they're the 3. I got all those as well, and then I got the Animal Crossing ones too. The only one I didn't get yet was Roy because GameStop blows. And for whatever reason, they decided they weren't going to ship the thing until yesterday when the thing launched Friday, and it was like, this is ridiculous. Like I just like my thing is this: if I pay for 5-day shipping, okay, ship it to me 4 days before it launches. Like Amazon seems to have no problem getting to me the day it launches. Best Buy has no problem getting to me the day it launches, but GameStop can never get it together. Like the same thing with Fire Emblem.
So with 5-day shipping, is that the fastest you can have, or can you have next day?
You can have next day, but it's like $20.
Well, there you go. So if people are paying for next day delivery and they're paying more, then they deserve to get it before you. Like, that's just the way it works. Like, if you want it early, you got to pay up.
Dude, no.
Yeah, because what's the point? What's the point if somebody pays extra?
But here's the thing. Their shipping is so out of whack, it's not even funny. Because Best Buy charges me nothing at all, and I get it next day. So why? I don't understand the issue.
I don't know. It's just if it's the same company and they've got different variations. So somebody's paying $20 for.
Okay, so then I paid for 3-day shipping. Why don't I have it Monday?
Well, you should have it in 3 working days.
Okay, so then I should have it Wednesday.
Yeah, you can't count Yeah.
Okay.
Weekends.
We'll play your game, Toby. So I should have it Wednesday. Why does my thing say I'm not going to have it till next Saturday?
Pop quiz, Chad.
Thank you.
All I'm saying is that you can't expect to have it on the day it comes out unless you're paying.
Even if it's not the day of, even if it's a day later, like that's not the point. The point is like it's a full week later. That's not
fair enough.
That's not very fair.
Because here's the thing. I looked it up yesterday because Miguel did the same thing I did, and his showed up yesterday. So that's the other thing. Why did mine not even ship yesterday? Like, it's not even in the post office's hand yet. It's still sitting in a warehouse wherever GameStop has their warehouse. I have a tracking number, but it's never going out of the warehouse yet. So that's my issue. My issue is if I bought it on Friday and I bought 3-day shipping, it should have left Friday. No later than that. That's
Thanks, Obama.
It's whatever. It's not Obama's fault.
Vote Trump. He'll make America great again, and you'll get your amiibo on time. He'll promise you that.
Listen, the day that a guy from Scotland is going to tell me what's going to work in the United States, you can kiss off. It don't work that way.
One day.
All right, so what are we playing? I didn't even do my Geek Outs because I'm sitting here arguing with you idiots.
I'm not. I didn't argue. I didn't argue.
I don't call you an idiot. I'm talking about the other 2 idiots.
Okay, that's fine. That's
I
fine.
would never call you an idiot.
Above average intelligence.
I actually still like you, Ollie. These 2.
Oh, I'm glad. No, I deserve to be liked.
These 2 like to push my buttons all the time.
You remember, don't call us idiots, because I will randomly drop expletives throughout this episode, and you will have to edit them all out.
Really. I'll just hit the eject button and see you later.
Ooh.
My Geek Outs are pretty much, well, the one obviously is that we're less than a week from Batman v Superman. So I'm pretty amped up about that. I can't wait to see that movie. And then I was just on Instagram before we actually went live, and there's a guy. It's CK Signs 1. This dude does custom consoles. Like, he does paint jobs and stuff. These things are amazing. Like, he's got an NES that legitimately looks like it's a hand drawing. Like, when it's laying there, he actually had to put it in the grass outside so you can tell that it's not a drawing that he did on a piece of paper. It just looks unreal. You guys really got to check him out. I mean,
I'm looking at him right now.
I'm about to.
Dude, that Contra is pretty cool. That Contra one.
He does some amazing work. I got to.
Oh wow! And the Duck Hunt one. Look at that.
Yeah, I want to get in touch with him.
Anstey did is sweet.
Yeah, I want to get in touch with him and to find out.
Oh my god! I need it. This Link one from Zelda.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Are these for sale, or does he just?
Yeah, the people reach out to him and tell him what they want, and then I guess he charges a price, and then they do it. He does amazing work.
I'm not gonna lie. I have
The thing is, right?
I sit on my bed. I have a SNES, a NES, and a Dreamcast, and I may have words with this man.
I have a few
do as
spare
well.
consoles,
I have them sitting in a bag.
but
Same.
like I have some spare consoles, and I'd love to do something like this, but I wouldn't know like where to start, so I wouldn't want to ruin it. So.
Yeah, it's rough.
Well, just really, really quickly. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I went around my. Oh no, I think I did mention it. Did I mention that I got a load of consoles from my dad?
You told me on WhatsApp.
Yeah, you didn't tell me.
Well, basically, I went around my parents' house just to like visit them and whatever. And like when you walk in, they have like a couple of living rooms, and I walked into the one that was like closest to the door, and on like it's like a snooker table with a cover over it. there was a Dreamcast, a PS1, and a SNES, and I was like, and they were like hooked up to this TV, and I was like, Dad, like why have you got these out? He was like, yeah, I'm selling them. I was like, you're selling them? Like, let me have them. He was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, Holly, but the thing is, like, there's already like a lot of bids on these, and like they were selling for like £50 each. They were in like immaculate condition, like all the wires, everything, and like a few games. And I was like, Dad, I only have £15 on my purse, but like, just please, can I have them, please? I was like, I will give you that £15. So he sort of got £135 less than he was gonna get, but now I've just got them all like sitting in a bag, and I don't really know what to do with them. Like, I don't really know, but I had to like stop him from selling them.
I would have slapped him in the mouth.
Yeah, he was like, what do you mean?
You?
He was like, what do you mean I can't sell them? I was like, Dad, like, you can't
That's crazy.
sell them. You can't sell them.
Like, what are you, nuts, old man?
Well, the thing is, I think like our parents are of the age where video game systems don't really mean much to them when they grow up. Like, they didn't grow up with them, but I think now, like, where people did grow up with consoles, like, they're gonna know not to be selling them anyway. Like,
yeah, my mum and dad were like massive like Sonic fans, and they spent like hours and hours and hours like just playing through Sonic games, and like they when my cat Bubbles had kittens, they named like most of the kittens after like Sonic characters. This is like before I was even born, and
okay. What is wrong with the United Kingdom? Why in the world do you people feel like Sonic is a good game? I want to understand.
No, it's just the old games, not like friggin' Sonic 06. They play like the original Sonic.
All garbage.
Sonic Generations is pretty good.
You can't argue against millions of people that like have
I can argue against millions of people because it's
but
hot
then you'd
trash.
be silly.
It's
the
not.
cartoon was good as well.
Oh, good God.
There were some real good cartoons for Sonic.
Alan,
Sonic Underground.
Oh, yes.
Underground.
Alan, please help me here, Alan. Please defend me in this.
I am a Nintendo kid through and through. I never played Sega till my first Sega system was the Dreamcast. So my first
I love the
proper
Dreamcast.
introduction, my first Sonic game I bought with my
Sonic
own money.
Adventure.
We're completely off the rails at this point. But let me ask you a question, seriously. What is it about the Dreamcast that you guys like? What made it so special? Because of the three of you, all three of you have had the Dreamcast and owned it. I never had it. And I'll tell you why I didn't get it, but I'll let you guys explain first. Like,
the Dreamcast
what is it?
Was ahead of its time because
It was so ahead with
it
especially
came
Sonic
out
Adventure.
like with graphics that we hadn't seen before at the time. You know, it had like PS2 graphics, like
Yeah, it was like it was good.
And it hit the same time that like PS1 and
yeah,
Nintendo 64 were out, correct?
yeah, like around that time, yeah, and
A mid-system.
yeah. So but it had some good games. It had like the big games for me were like Shenmue and Shenmue 2 especially. Like they were like revolutionary for me.
Mm-hmm.
I played the hell out of those games. But they had like
the screen on the controller, like the little. Do you know that the little?
VMU.
Yeah, like that was so cool. And like when you play Sonic Adventure, they had the little like garden, all the little like are they called chows or KOs or whatever they are?
Yeah.
And like it was just so cute, and you had them like on this little screen, and it was like the original like gamepad, like for
and
me.
it was like such a good system for like arcadey games as well.
Oh, it was so
many
good.
good like racing games and fighting games and loads of stuff.
For me,
Also,
and
Code
go
Veronica.
ahead, Alan.
Oh, Code Veronica, yes, that was great on that
That was
system.
like that was like groundbreaking Resident Evil.
For me, and at least I know my friends, the issue was that they just seemed to not get it together, and it was more of fear that kept me from buying it, because it was just like, okay, you had the Genesis, then you came out with Sega CD, then you came out with 32X, then you came out with the Saturn, and then you came out with Dreamcast. It was like just and it was literally like within a year, like boom, 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 boom. They just kept banging these things out, and it was like enough's enough. You know what I mean? Like I think that I was fed up, and I was like, because I did buy the Genesis, I wasn't completely in love with it, But at the same time, I liked it. I thought it was a good console. But then, like, Sega CD hit, and I was like, do I really want to buy that? And I didn't. But then it was like, boom, here comes the 32X. And then, boom, here comes the Saturn. And then Dreamcast right after. And I was like, whoa. Like, do I really want to buy this Dreamcast? Because probably in 6 months they're going to ditch it and put something else out. And I think that's what held a lot of people, at least from my standpoint, a lot of my friends, that's what held us back, because it was just like the turnover was just too rapid that we didn't trust the Dreamcast.
It was also
Didn't give it a
pushing.
chance.
I can get that. I can understand that.
Remember they were the first one pushing online. You had the Dreamcast network with what was the rocket game with the cats?
I know the game you mean though, Alan. Like, I know.
Choo Rocket.
Yep.
That was
Choo
it.
Choo Rocket was so good.
I remember I watched Space World, the Nintendo reveal of the GameCube, on my Dreamcast. I had the mouse and keyboard.
Oh,
Is that when
That's
it?
how I did it.
Okay, so then it wasn't the N64 then. It was the GameCube.
Yeah, that was the generation. But
PS1.
they came out first. They were kind
Okay.
of...
The PS1 and the GameCube hit first, and then the Dreamcast hit.
No, Dreamcast was before GameCube.
Oh,
It was
okay,
before
okay,
the lot.
okay.
yeah, it was like quite a bit before games.
So it was the first one out, but it didn't. It got no traction at all.
No, it was a lot of to do with the coming off the Saturn.
Yeah.
They showed off all this cool tech demo, but then Sony came out with their PS2 tech demo, which was just something else. You know, the dragon, bone dragon, and all this cool stuff.
I think the retailers were very hesitant to actually stock the
Yeah.
Dreamcast as well.
Similar to like they were with the Wii U when the
Yeah.
Wii U came out. You know, they were just like, don't know if we want to do this or not.
It just had so many. It's like Jet Set Radio.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
It had like the best version of Tony Hawk's as well.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot. See, and that's a lot of stuff that I really just wasn't into. Again, my mainstay was I was just scared to death that I would go spend this money on this thing and then it's gone, 6 months later. And it's essentially, it was almost, 9 months later, and it went belly up.
Then you had, what really gutted me was I was so hyped for Half-Life coming to the Dreamcast.
Oh.
It got made, review copies went out, and it never released. So there are copies of Half-Life floating around for the Dreamcast, but you can't get hold of them.
That was a loud console. The disc drive in that console was incredible.
Now,
GD discs.
Yeah.
it was run, because there's also rumors too, and people that lean to feel that if the Dreamcast would have survived, Microsoft wouldn't be in the game, because there was a clear partnership between the two, because wasn't Windows running on, or wasn't the Dreamcast run on Windows?
There was Microsoft Tools. It was Windows CE, I think they called it. And I think
They
it
had
was
they had a thing like that, a disc that came with it, so you could get online and do stuff.
That's crazy. That's just amazing.
Quake 3 Arena. Oh, so good on the Dreamcast.
All right, let's
Yeah.
Man, we're like way off topic. I don't even know where to go.
Sorry,
next.
that was my fault. Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
that's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's just go. We'll go into what we're playing, but just pick one game. Let's not get overboard. Alan, what are you playing?
I've played and completed Firewatch. I enjoyed
I
it.
thought you said that last week.
I started it last week.
He was still downloading it last week.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't even.
That's
Don't.
right.
I will come through the computer and I will, at low
just-
bit rate, kill you.
How did you?
I just saw an article saying that they sold 500,000 copies of that game.
That's not bad. I think they sold it a
In
lot
a-
on hype.
In a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible for an indie game like that.
Yeah.
They broke even on the second day, I think.
Yeah, but the problem is if they did a second one, I don't think it would sell as good. I think that trailer was so phenomenal, and then when you actually played the game, I think it was a letdown to some.
Yeah.
And I'm just going off what people have said. I've got 30 minutes in. That's all I can play of it before I get nauseous. So I can't even mess with that game.
I would gladly play a sequel that addressed the issues, which is full open world environment, explore it, have things to collect,
Yeah.
unravel the story, but more interaction. The two main characters loved it. I would play it again. But I've got Journey to play, so I need to get that done.
Yeah. Holly, what are you playing?
I am playing Pokemon Alpha Sapphire because I got it like a few weeks after it released, like I don't know when it was, like years ago, whenever. But I never really, because like Pokemon Sapphire was always my favorite Pokemon game, and it didn't give me the same kind of nostalgic feeling. But I've just got back into it recently, and I'm just reconnecting with it, if you know what I mean. Like I'm enjoying it more than round, because last time I got to this point and I was like, ugh, can't be bothered anymore. But I'm going through it, and it's pretty good. But that's it, really. That's all I'm playing.
Tobes, what are you playing?
Well, I played a little bit more Zelda Twilight Princess just for a video that I'm making. But other than that, last night I stayed up till 2 playing Grand Theft Auto Online.
What else?
I just downloaded it.
You know what? Like, I wonder, Polly. This will go on to another topic later, but because there's talks about cross-platform play.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we'd be able to play Grand Theft Auto together, PS4 to PC.
Maybe.
Man, I got a bunch of stuff I'm playing, but I got into Uncharted 3 this weekend, and I'm giving it a go because I got a month until 4 hits, and so I did what Toby originally said, because I blew through the first 2 games. Like, one was one weekend, and the next was the next weekend, and then Toby was like, "Just wait, don't touch this one for months, until it gets closer." And I'm glad I did. Like, that game, I love it. So far, it's just like, this thing is gorgeous.
I love the way that game starts as well.
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of being a kid. Like, that was okay.
No, but it's different.
It's different. It's definitely different. They went in a different direction on it and stuff. But I like that Sully's kind of around a little bit more in the beginning. Because in the first 2 games, he kind of he's going pretty quick. I like that they brought the woman back. What the heck's her name again?
Elena?
No, not her. The other one. The one with the dark hair. With the accent. With the British accent.
Yeah, I know who you mean.
I forgot.
My mind's gone blank.
My mind went blank the minute I thought about it. But I liked her in Uncharted 2, so I was glad they brought her back for 3. So,
what do you think about all the British accents and that in the pub and everything?
I liked the whole pub scene. I thought the pub scene was awesome, and that's the whole. There is signs that the universes are tied together between this and Last of Us. And I actually went and watched some YouTube videos once on it and stuff, where in that pub, when the fight breaks out, when you go around the corner, there's a newspaper that has a clipping about an outbreak that has started, and they can't figure out exactly what it is. So that stuff all is kind of like, oh, this is awesome. They're kind of throwing a hint or a nod to the other stuff. So I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so we kind of wanted to discuss YouTube channels and podcasts. And I think the easiest way to do this is we'll start with YouTube channels and just give one, and then we'll just kind of go around in a circle until we're kind of out, per se.
Okay.
Holly, why don't you go first? And let's preference this. I obviously watch what Holly does. I watch what Toby does. They watch what I do. There's no need to if we're not going to bring them up, because we obviously watch them and we know about them. We know about them. So, and everybody should be watching that if you're listening now. So.
So, one is a very, very small YouTuber, 300 subscribers, and the YouTube channel is called T-Rex Space Station. I've liked quite a lot of his videos, and like I said, very, very small channel, but he really talks about old games, the older games. So he talks about games on the SNES and other consoles that are around that kind of time, and about all the different features of a certain game, and the way he talks about them is really interesting, and he really goes into detail about why it was good for the time, and just stuff like that. He's just really good at talking about it. And I actually found out about him because when I first started my YouTube channel, he messaged me saying hey, I talked about you in one of my videos, and I had a look. I was like, oh, that's really, really nice. But then I actually stayed, and he also does guitar covers of 16-bit songs, and yeah, I'm allowed to say another one.
Well, we're going to go around circles.
Okay.
So
okay.
what is
Okay.
that? T-Rex Space Station.
T-Rex Space Station.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm gonna write
it's-
these down so I can check them out
Yeah,
later.
that's what I'm going to do. I'm writing them all down so I can
I
check
just
them out.
find it very like relaxing and very like I just like listening to what he has to say.
Yeah. Alan, what about you?
I'm gonna go off top. Well, not off topic. I'm gonna go with a guy I watch. It's the Film Junkie. He's I really enjoy his stuff. There are times he gets a little bit loud, and you're like, okay, tone it down. But he just covers kind of what's going on day to day in the film world. He's a big. You'd love him, Bobby. He loves DC. But yeah, his stuff's good. It's not perfect. He likes to link to his site a lot. But yeah, he covers everything. I find him quite funny. He does some good banter, and that's what I like. I like someone that's good, just good chat.
Yeah.
Scott's
Tube, what about you?
I'm going to give a shout out to Patrick Klepek, who is a writer for Kotaku, but he's also got his own YouTube channel where he's got a Twitch channel as well where he regularly streams Mario Maker. And once he's done his morning stream, because they're Mario Maker mornings is what they called. So when he's finished it, he'll upload it to YouTube, and so I can watch it later. And he's just like a really cool, intelligent, funny guy. And he does other videos, not just Mario Maker stuff. He does like, an occasional sort of opinion piece about something that's going on in the industry, and he's just like, I don't know, it's just really fun to watch him, and he's not like a loud, sweary type person. He's very like family friendly, but he's just, I don't know, he's just really cool to watch. So
myself, the first one I'll talk about is Nintendo Impact Gaming. Barry Dunn, who is a friend of mine, he does a lot of Nintendo-centric stuff. He also has PlayStation Impact Gaming as well, but I don't really watch that channel as much as I watch Nintendo Impact Gaming. I met him via Zoink Games. Zoink actually had myself and him and Mark from the Warp Whistle playing Zombie Vikings a while back.
Yeah, I remember that stream.
Yeah. And him and I are talking about collaborating, doing some stuff in the future. But his stuff is really good. Like, he does a lot of Let's Play stuff, and I'm not really into watching Let's Players, so I don't really mess with that part of his channel. But a lot of the stuff when he talks about, like, first impressions and things like that, like, I watch it. I think he's good. He's recently be doing, like, music videos where he's playing an accordion, and he's playing music that's the songs in the games and stuff. And like he did Stick It to the Man, and he just did Last of Us. Just spot on, really good stuff. So I like Barry a lot. So Holly, what's another one for you?
Okay, so this is just the second, and that's basically it from me. But
Okay.
it's someone called Commander Holly. Now, like, she has a fairly large following, like over 150,000, I think. But she is the wife of Ross from Game Grumps, and she does a lot of videos on. She does like a lot of like Let's Plays, but I'm like you, Bobby. I don't get too much from Let's Plays. It's not always a thing for me, so I don't really dwell in that side of her channel. But I like she looks after pigeons, and I really like that. And she always does videos on like her birds and everything, and like what games she likes. And she's also on a show called Legends of Cosplay, and she makes the most amazing Animal Crossing like costume. She did like a Brewster like mascot costume, and it looks so legit. Like, it came straight from Nintendo. It looks really good. So
I gotta check that out.
yeah, Commander Holly, she's really sweet as well. Like, she's just adorable.
Alan, what do you have?
It's one guy. It's Really Frickin' Clever is the name of his YouTube channel, and he kind of does video breakdowns of games, like 64 Things Wrong with Banjo-Kazooie, and the stuff's really, really good, and he's quite funny as well.
What's the name of it again?
Really Frickin' Clever, freaking clever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I recommend that, and I like that kind of stuff where they go through and point out maybe mistakes in games and things developers may have missed.
That's cool. I gotta check that out.
That's cool. It's like every year around Christmas you get those movie things where they run through all like movie mistakes and that.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, I love that. I
Us
always
Brits
love that.
love that kind of stuff, Bobby.
I
Yeah, we do.
was gonna say I don't even know what you guys are talking about, but that's obviously something you guys do. Toby, what's another one for you?
Right, so this guy, he's called Mark Brown, and his YouTube channel is Game Maker's Toolkit. And basically, it's a really interesting channel about he sort of looks at cool like ideas and mechanics and game design for specific games, and he'll run you through like why it's good and what makes it work, and it's like just a really interesting look at how games are made, and it also teaches you like the sort of philosophy behind the choices as well. Like one of his latest ones, he was talking about Braid and how that game was made sort of a lot of the puzzles and stuff in that game were designed from actually creating the game itself, because when you make a game you sort of a lot of the time you come up with the ideas first and then you just implement them into the game. But a lot of the way this game was made is he had like the core concept, but as he was making it and he was writing these rules for puzzle mechanics, new things just popped up from those rules, and the game sort of made certain puzzles itself that way. It sort of evolved itself. So I just thought that was really interesting.
Do you have any more left, Alan, or are you done?
I've got one. I don't
Okay.
watch it very often because I kind of more recently I've been watching a lot of political stuff on YouTube. But the Game Theorist. The Game
Yeah.
Theorist.
Yeah.
That's a good channel.
That's a good
Classic.
page. But yeah, I think you can kind of rule me out. Everything else now just gets into the kind of realm I don't think we want to discuss on this show.
Oh God.
That sounds really weird.
I have a couple left that I watch. One is called. I just found this one yesterday, and I'm really enjoying this one. It's called Up Up Down Down. It's a WWE wrestler. His name is Xavier Woods on the WWE. His real name's Austin Creed, and it's basically. I had known that he had gone on Kind of Funny a couple times, but I didn't realize like he was so into gaming the way he is, and he's been doing like Let's Plays and things like that, but with WWE superstars. Like he'll hold tournaments with the wrestlers backstage, and it's just kind of cool to see like a behind the scenes of like how they do stuff, and then like he also does some small vlogs and things like that. Like he was on Hot Pepper Gaming, and he did a review of the game, but his channel was showing like behind the scenes stuff of that. So I thought that was really cool. There's a guy that actually reached out to us a couple of weeks ago, about a month or two ago, and I've been starting to watch his stuff. It's Jet Eye Knight New York. I'm actually going to try to figure out getting him on the podcast, hopefully very soon. But I found him because he actually took one of our podcasts and listened. Like he showed video of us talking and describing. A different thing, and obviously he sided with Toby, so I didn't like him too much. But after
he called me out as being a smart man, so
Yeah.
I like this guy.
Ooh, that is good.
He has a really bad judge of character. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I thought and I've been watching a lot of his stuff. Like he breaks down, like he'll play video games over top of his topics. So it gives you something to watch while you're.
I like that. I like stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
it's good. He does really good stuff. And then the last one that I have that Toby actually turned me on is Shokio.
Yeah,
And
he's good.
He's good. That one video you showed me where he just sits in his room and he's talking about different Nintendo stuff, and I'm like, dude, this guy, he
knows.
This guy, he knows what he's talking about. I really would like to sit down and talk to him. Like,
Yeah, he's very down to earth, and he's a realist. Like he's not one of those fanboys. Like he's very into Nintendo, but he'll call it how it is. So.
Exactly. Podcasts. Let's just zip through the podcast list. Toby, what do you listen to? If you just want to list what you're listening, and then you can grab one that you really think that everybody should listen to.
All right, so I wrote down 4. I wrote Game Scoop from IGN.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally Nintendo Voice Chat from IGN again. Video Gamer UK and Eurogamer. So I want to just any of those UK ones, Eurogamer or Video Gamer, they're both really good. Sort of. Well, Video Gamer is more not super serious. Like they're very wacky in some of the stuff, but they have like serious reviews as well. But Eurogamer is more like a traditional, serious sort of games news website, and they do some stuff. So if you want a good UK video game podcast, any of those are good.
Okay. Holly, do you have any?
Well, I don't actually have any that are game related.
That's fine.
Because like for me, podcasts, like I like listening to them if I'm doing something, but I'm never really doing anything. And I need something visual. Like I'm such a visual person. Like I have to see all these different things, and that's what gets me interested. But it is non-games related. But you know Jenna Marbles, like yeah, she has a podcast with her boyfriend, and they just talk about like loads of stupid things, and it's just very easy listening, like very easy listening. But that's really apart from like I'll dip into like people that put their podcasts on like the Geek Cast Facebook page, and like so I have a little listen. I'll listen for like 10 minutes, and then I'll sort of go and do something else. Like, but I'm I always listen to ours because I always want to like listen back.
I mean, I listen to ours, but I listen. I'm not gonna lie. Some is ego. I like to hear myself talk again. But a lot of times I just listen because I want to hear the quality and make sure that the quality of the show's up and there's no problem. Because thank God I do that. Because I was telling the one week I uploaded the podcast and I uploaded the unedited version. So I put it up on a Sunday night and I start driving to work Monday and I'm listening. I'm like, oh my God,
this
F-bomb is all over the place, and I'm like, what did I do? And I like fly to work as quickly as possible, and I'm like, delete, and I take it down. I was like, what did I do? What did So that's the other reason why I listen, because I just don't want to be having stuff like that, and worry about iTunes ripping us down. Allan, what do you got?
NVC. Staple, love it. P.S. I Love You replaced Beyond as soon as it came out because Beyond became the diet comedy button. I didn't like it. The Lonely TARDIS, that is a must listen if you're a Doctor Who nerd. IGN's keeping it real because I do enjoy my films. Kind of pretty much all the kind of funny stuff, to be honest, I'll listen to. I'm just going through my list here. They're the main. Game Explain, their new podcast.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's good.
I've been enjoying that. They've fallen on their feet and kind of hit the ground running, which is good. And the Knockin' Boots podcast. I know you've got to pay for it on iTunes.
I used to listen to that all the time. I started paying for it, but then I just stopped. So.
Oh, it's good now and again. I've waited till they've got like 2 or 3 episodes, and then I just buy them all, and then I've got like up to about 6 hours worth of content there.
The thing is, like, what do you think about paying for podcasts? Like, that's very rare that you pay for a podcast.
Yeah, it was weird because especially when they started like £4 and then they drop in price. But yeah, I mean, like Game Explain, the only reason they've got the podcast is they've got a Patreon running that funds it.
Yeah, but see, like Game Explain, they're doing so much free content.
Yeah,
I don't really have an issue there. I know for me, I would never charge somebody to listen to this. It makes no sense. Like if you got to make money off of it, and there are fees accrued. Like I pay $15 a month for hosting fees for us to be up and all that stuff. Like I don't have a problem doing that. And I realize that going in. Like I bought the mic and the mic's more expensive and stuff. But I feel like I don't know. I just think that like nobody is that big that like go get advertising. If that's how you want to pay, you want to get paid for your stuff, go buy advertising and all that stuff, and I don't have no problem with that.
With the Lonely TARDIS, if you ever listen, you'll probably, kind of from the late Matt Smith era, you'll always hear them. I tweet at them when they ask about fan reviews. I am pretty much a staple after an episode. I'm tweeting out my opinion, and they'll generally read it out because I'm an opinionated sod. And I'd be happy to pay them. And I said, when's your Patreon up and running? I'm happy to give you guys money to make more. I follow a lot of them on Twitter, and again, they don't have to be. I mean, but they really interact with the community. They kind of are happy just to chat about Doctor Who, all things. You've got Marcus Beer. He's one of the bigger names. He's always willing to just shoot the breeze with you about all things.
Isn't he the angry video or the angry gamer?
Yeah,
or something like that.
He is. But his knowledge of Doctor Who, because he's the oldest guy, it kind of goes all the way back to the Tom Baker era, and it's
all right. That's cool.
So
Myself, some stuff that I listen to. I listen to the Warp Whistle, and these are ones I listen to every single week. The Warp Whistle I listen to every week. Fathers of the Grind is a new one that I started listening to. And a little backstory: you have on Facebook the different groups, and about, I don't know, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, there was like this whole revolution in the podcast Beyond where
Oh yeah.
like that whole anarchy thing that went on, where they basically got all the mods. They got a couple of the mods kicked, and then all the mods walked, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Screw you!" And they all walked, and they all quit on the group, and they started their own Facebook group, which was called Platinum Gamers. And so I went there, and then from there, they had been up and running since that merge or since that breakout happened, and then they just started their own podcast. And it was probably longer than 4 months ago. It was probably like, what, 6, 8 months ago, maybe longer.
Yeah.
It was like right
Yeah,
after
late
Greg and
months,
Colin
yeah.
left and all that. Once Kind of Funny started, like maybe 2 months after that, like these trolls, I feel, basically went in and just started a bunch of nonsense and got them all kicked out. And but anyway, so Derek and Tim are the hosts of them. Really good guys. I like them. We the Gamercast. I love Sean Capri. I think Sean does a phenomenal job. His podcast is very unique, where he just gets on. He don't talk gaming. I mean, he talks gaming, but he don't talk current stuff. Like he says, there's so many podcasts out there. Why should I do that? And he just gets on the inside of you and basically just how to get into gaming. Let's talk. And it's good conversations. I'm learning a lot about people that have stuff in the community, stuff I didn't know. And it's funny to hear how people got into gaming and what got them started and all that stuff. So I really like that. Touch Base podcast, and that's an Amiibo podcast. I really like that.
Definitely listen to that one, because that's all about the custom creators, and
I love
gives spotlight to a lot of different
sounds
people.
good.
Yeah. Game and Talk with our buddy Joey Ferris, which he also has a YouTube channel, Ferris Wheel Productions. Check that out. And then Nintendo Dads. What's that?
He's got such a glorious beard as well.
Nintendo Dads, which I'm actually going to be a guest on in a couple weeks, so that's a really good one. It's 3 guys that just basically talk Nintendo. I love it. Life of Gaming podcast, definitely listen to that. So that's pretty much where I'm at with all my stuff. I got a lot. I listen to a lot of stuff. I don't know how to find the time to listen to it all. Okay, so now let's get into some gaming topics. We're going to start off with Allan's virtual reality boner. The minute that Sony at the GDC came out and listed a price, Allan just went hog wild and started flipping out. So, Allan, what has you so excited?
The fact that the thing is about half the price of Rift and Vive. Straight away, Sony have...
Yeah, but we don't know that, do we?
Yeah.
Rift hasn't come out with a price. I thought Rift was saying $600.
Rift 600 just for the headset. If you want the touch controllers, they have not been priced yet, but you're also going to need your graphics card to get a good upgrade. I think you're
Gotcha.
900.
Yeah.
Vive is about 700 out of the box. You do get the cool motion controls, but again, you need a graphics card.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 900. Sony, straight away, these are always going to be for the hardcore. Sony coming in at 350 are going to sell more units to people that already have PS4s.
You do still need the camera, though.
The camera
separately.
and the move, right?
controller for. Yeah. But even with
so that's going to bump the price up a bit.
It takes it to about 450, which is still.
And you do still need to own a PS4 as well.
Yeah, like if you haven't got a PS4, you'd like, it's like you're paying 2 lots of a lot of money. It hurts.
And we'll get some clarification here too. The prices you're giving are UK pricing, because it's 400 American, and then you're looking at another probably 50 to 60 just for the move in the camera.
Yeah, I'd say about that. But even then, it's undercutting. But these were always going to be, and it's remember Rift's founder kind of sold it this way: these were for the hardcore of the hardcore that must have first adopters.
That guy's a tool bag, and that's all I'm gonna say.
There was a really good conversation on GameScoop this week about VR and who the audience is for PlayStation VR versus these other VR headsets.
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking about having like all the PC-centric ones are like they're very much for the early adopters, the people that like having beefy rigs that spend a lot of money on their PCs, and that's how they want to experience VR. And then you've got PSVR, which is for the average gamer that already owns their PS4 or is already considering a gaming machine, and then they want something different to do, so they buy PSVR. And you know it's going to work on your PS4 because it's designed for that. Whereas PC gamers, you need to be a bit more into it and know a bit more about what sort of setup you need.
Yeah.
But there's also a third branch of entry-level stuff, which is the mobile phones. So
gear stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of that stuff, you just slot your mobile phone into a headset and you're good to go. But that's like I guess that's kind of more basic to these compared to these other ones. But it's just an interesting chat they had about who the audience was.
This week I have a video coming out and I discuss this, and I've been very vocal. There's no bones about it that I don't care for this at all. But my feeling is this, and it didn't hit me until I actually sat down yesterday and was like, why am I against this? Like, am I against it just because I'm an old man and I don't want to advance with times and things like that? Like, because that's a fear, you know what I mean? Like, I think then I go, am I just not into it for that reason? And then I thought about it and I go, you know why I'm not into it? Because there's no testing on what it's going to do to your eyes. And you cannot tell me that something that is literally 3 inches from your eyes is good for it. And all the people that are raving about it and playing it, they're only doing 10 to 15 minute demos or runs.
It's not like long term, like.
Yeah, you're doing it at a con, and it's scary. Yeah, it's no real time with these things. So, like, an example I gave was when Mario Kart 8 hit. I literally took the Friday off of work, woke up at midnight, downloaded the game, started playing Friday. I put 35 hours in that first weekend. So the hardcore gamer, that would be me. Like, I put time in when I play my games. What's going to happen to me after 35 hours of playing a video game over a weekend with VR? Like, what is it going to do to my vision? And the thing that blows my mind is, like, they're pushing, because they're all trying to beat to the market, but nobody is doing scientific studies on this.
No one's like taking the time.
Sony?
Did you buy a 3DS at launch?
Yes, I did.
Were you not concerned about what that would do to your eyes?
No, because I wasn't ever interested in 3D. I never used the 3D.
I never used like the 3D. Like,
I turned it on once or twice just to see what it did, and that was it. I never used the 3D. I was using it more for the power that came with it. I never once worried about it because I'm not into 3D. I could care less.
Mm-hmm. But then you're not into VR, so I don't think. And also you've got your motion sickness kind of.
But that has nothing to do. At the end of the day, that has zero to do with this. At the end of the day, take away all that. Take away the I'm not into VR. Take away, because I'm not into 3D. I still bought a 3DS. Take away the VR, that I'm not into VR. Take away the fact that I do get motion sickness, because I do bring that stuff up in the video. At the end of the day, I'm not going to be Sony's guinea pig or Oculus first guinea pig.
So the thing is, like, these companies are massive, and they're not going to throw out a product like this without any scientific testing or
warning. Are you sure? Because they haven't done it.
How do you know that?
The 70s.
Go look it up.
It might come. The product might come with warnings saying, don't play it for longer than an hour, have regular breaks, and all of that stuff. Like, there are going to be warnings. I'm sure Sony already said that it's not good for children under a certain age.
They already did say that, and I'm not talking about kids.
So it's not like they haven't done tests or anything. Like, and they have people that are making these games that have people testing it for hours on end. And
did you read the article from Keza McDonald this week?
What about?
That she spent some good time with it and she walked away the next day with headaches.
Okay, well that's somebody. I mean, all I'm saying is that they would face massive lawsuits if this stuff was dangerous for your eyes, and I don't think they're going to risk putting out a product without testing it or having the warnings that go with it.
I don't know. I didn't just make this up out of my head. I went and looked yesterday and looked it up and was like, did anybody do research on this? And all the articles that I'm reading are saying they're not supplying. If they are doing the research, they're not supplying. The only thing that came out was Sony said, I think you have to be 12 years or older to actually use these. This product isn't for a 12-year-old anyway. No parent is going to spend $400 for a kid to strap a goggle onto his face. I don't see that happening at all.
No,
I'm just saying, for me personally, I have a real issue with them not doing tests and making it public and saying this is what it can do. And a lot of people are saying, like, when you play it, your eyes become dry and things of that nature. That's no. Look it when you play your Wii U, when you play your 3DS, it tells you stop playing. Do you stop playing or do you keep playing?
Well, I keep playing.
Yeah, exactly. So now let's just say there you go. You got your warning. So now if it does damage to you, that's okay? Like, no, that's not okay. And if you're sitting close to your TV, you were always, at least I was, I don't know how to talk to you guys in the UK. In the United States, I was told from a little kid, back away from the TV. You're sitting too close to the TV, it's going to damage your eyes. So if that's the case, and that's what we're told since at a young age, you cannot tell me that something that sits this far from your face is safe.
There is a reason that you put it this way. Oculus Dev Kit 1 had a really low-res 720p screen. The reason it's becoming consumer level is they can now make higher DPI screens. That's why you get away with it. Because instead of it being pixelated, which is what causes your eye to strain, it's now like a retina display right here. Yeah, it's really close to your eye, but because it's not pixelated, you're not straining to focus because it's just there in front of you. Also,
I don't know.
Sorry.
No, go on, Alan. No, go on.
I was just going to mention about motion sickness. The reason Sony are touting this little block they've got with theirs is it ups the frame rate to 120 hertz, and apparently the higher the hertz, the less likely you are to become motion sick. Apparently. Me no scientist.
I don't know, like, I know this is some kind of, like, VR thing. I didn't catch all of it because it was on, like, a different screen, and I just happened to be watching it, but I really sit on the fence of all this because I saw this thing, you guys might have seen it as well, and it's like a mapping thing, so it, like, maps, like, your facial, like, movements and features and whatever, and they draw, like, dots on your face, like how they would kind of do for a film. You get in a suit with all the little bubbles on it, and there's, like, this light that's, like, it was so bright. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to, like a theatre show, but they have these things called blinders, which is basically like to shock the audience, and it's like as strong as one of these lights, so that the camera can pick up like how your face is moving with the dots. And Iggy was like, oh, like this looks so good, like it's going to be amazing for, like, you know, games or whatever. But I'm like, but you are putting your eyes in front of, like, this horrendous light, like, it's just ridiculous. And yes, it may be phenomenal, but I would never, like, I would feel scared to use it. So I'm really on the fence of all this kind of stuff because, like you said, Bobby, I don't want to be a guinea pig for, like, when something goes wrong, when there's, like, a big, like, news article that says, like, hey, like, all these Oculuses or whatever are, like, getting recalled because of some problem. Like, I don't really know. I just really sit on the fence.
Okay, let me ask you guys a question, and I want to direct this to Toby since you basically brought it up. Does everybody here believe that smoking is bad for your health?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you realize
there is proof of that?
Okay, and I agree. I totally agree. But do you know that when cigarettes first came out, doctors used to prescribe them and give them to
their for colds and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to say that, oh, well, they're definitely doing tests and stuff, I got news for you. I'm not trusting my eyes.
There are laws and technology that's changed so much since
Bobby.
Listen,
the 20s.
Listen to me.
Technology has been around since the 70s. This isn't a technology that's just arrived. This has been slowly maturing over.
Please, look at just because it's around since the 70s, it never took off until now. What I'm saying to you is this: I trust Sony to a varying degree. I don't trust my eyes to Palmer Luckey, and I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. And I'm not saying that it is going to do something wrong to you. I'm just saying that I'm not going to be the first adopter that finds out 3 years from now that I have
like cataracts or like blind spots.
I'm just saying, that's if I'm overreacting, that's fine. But I'm just telling you my opinion. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you not. If you want it and you're all about it, knock yourself out. I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm just giving you my reason. At first, when we first started talking, I was like, the price, and I was just kind of goading you. I wasn't serious about all that stuff. Like, if it's something I'm really into, like, look, the NX is coming out. And we've said it before, price isn't the issue for me. If I really am into this, I plan on buying an NX. I plan on buying, if they do the controller separately, then I'll buy both of them. The price isn't the issue. For me, it just comes down to a couple of things that I feel like, because here's an example. When HoloLens comes out, I'm buying that thing. I think that thing is awesome. It's totally different, you know? I just don't like the fact that this thing is strapped so close to your face. That's just my
Yeah.
But HoloLens is just a reverse to the technology, really.
To some extent. But I feel like HoloLens,
which means you're going to have to be.
yeah, but HoloLens is you're throwing, it's augmented reality. It's throwing whatever in front of you. You know, like if I want Minecraft to be on this table, it'll throw it on this table.
In a very restricted field of view, though.
Well, of course, I get that, but I'm saying, like, it's not where this stuff is strapped to my face, on my face, like messing with my eyes. I don't know. We'll see.
We could do a scientific test. When you get HoloLens, I'll get you strapped. We'll do 35 hours or something. If I go blind first, I'll buy you a drink.
Okay. That's what I want. I want to see you go blind. The thing makes me nervous. I think it's a fad. That's my opinion.
I'm looking forward to it. I am.
You are. You're like.
I'm on the fence. I really am. Like, I don't know if I'm excited, if I'm not excited. I'm just like, I'll see what, like, because I've like used an Oculus and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know. I think maybe it might be a fad. Like, it might be a fad.
Okay, Toby? What's your opinion? Because you didn't even really offer an opinion.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm not interested in VR for a different reason. Like, putting aside any health concerns, like, I haven't experienced it, and people that are into VR always say you have to experience it before you make your mind up. And a lot of the time, people say, I was on the fence, or I didn't like the idea, then I tried it, and I was like, wow, this is an amazing experience. And I'm not denying that could happen, but just like seeing what sort of games are available for VR and what's on the horizon for VR, none of it really interests me. It all looks kind of janky. Like when you got the headset on, sure, you can look down and see your body, but a lot of the time you've got floating hands or just stuff's hovering in front of you. Like it doesn't feel as sort of immersive and as well done as it could be. And maybe it will get better. Maybe people will have proper arms in games and it would look realistic and tangible and everything. But
I think there's no doubt about that. I mean,
I just feel like that style of gameplay. Like, I'm not massively into first-person games anyway, but I like some first-person shooters or exploration games. But I just feel like I like third-person games better. And
let me ask you a question because I don't even know this, Allan. I'm curious. Okay, so let's say I'm playing with PlayStation VR and I have the headset hooked on, right? Is there anything on the TV? Or is that not?
It does output to the TV. So
it does it in like two screens, doesn't it? It's like two.
I think it does that for Sony, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, like,
double check.
Because the only thing I'm curious about, and I'm sure it goes on Toby's behalf as well, like, my wife's gonna have a real problem if I'm just sitting in a corner. Like,
with this thing strapped to your head.
And like, then she's gonna be, and if I'm like, rolling around the floor trying to avoid something coming after me, she's gonna be like, "What the heck is going on?" But at least if she can see it on the TV, she might.
She knows.
Bobby, I would pay for that Twitch stream to watch.
I would. I so would.
Tell you what. That's when
that
I might start
great,
Twitch
actually.
streaming. Yeah, I'm gonna start Twitch streaming by playing No Man's Sky with the thing strapped to my face. Looking like a space.
I feel like VR sort of holds you back as well in terms of some game design stuff. Like, games are like VR games seem so experimental, and you are kind of restricted in what you can do with a VR game. Whereas when you've got a controller, people know how to make games for consoles with controllers and PCs and stuff, and there's so much more you can do with that. Like, I just feel like VR is going to be a different type of gaming experience.
I look forward to the idea of maybe GTA VR,
I
Like,
think
we
you're
ended up
basically, I think essentially you're going to get a lot of first-person games thrown at you at first until they start to make games right for that.
Mm.
You know, I think it's going to be like, I think it's going to be like anything. I think they're going to take whatever they can do to get it on there to give people content, and then from there go on. You know, because didn't Sony say that every game that they own will be playable on it?
There's a theater mode, I think they call it, where you
Yeah.
can play your standard games with the headset, but they're not going to be obviously tailored to take advantage of it.
Because I got news for you. I'm not paying $400 for something for when I got a 70-inch TV in my living room. Like, I'll no.
I can't afford a 70-inch TV. That would be like having a 70-inch TV.
Essentially, yeah. Like, my TV's massive. I don't need to strap that thing on my face to be like, okay.
The wall I would put my 70-inch TV on is covered in Amiibo, so I'm shafted.
Yeah, I would change that real quick. If you opened them up, you wouldn't.
My room's so small, I'm not trying to swap everything around. That's not happening.
That is all. Thank you guys for listening to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Stitcher. Or if you watched us on YouTube, we really appreciate that. You could follow Allan, Instagram, Twitter, at Allan_Paxton. Toby is on Instagram. He is at Amiibo_workshop. And then on Twitter, he's at Toby's_take. Holly, I don't know you yet.
Right. I am Halcyon Holly on YouTube and Facebook, and my Twitter is at Halcyon Holly with an _.
Okay.
You need to learn that, Bobby.
I will.
Yeah,
I will.
I feel really I'm just you don't even know me, dude. You don't even
I have a policy that
you and the audience flash it up on screen.
Yeah, I have a policy that I just let it go for until 6 months because I don't trust that you'll be here for 6. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Oh my God!
I'm just teasing. I'm
so
teasing. I'm
mean.
teasing.
Oh
No,
my
I just
God.
you know what it is because the underscores and all the because you have 2 Instagram accounts and that's why I get mixed up. One is XO_Holly_OX, right?
What?
You have 2 Instagram accounts.
Do I? Oh, I
Yes.
have loads of Instagram accounts. A
Yeah,
lot of them are
exactly.
really old though. Don't go on there.
Exactly, and that's the problem because
My Instagram is _Holly Lake. I need to change that because that's my actual name. So,
because I have XO_Holly_OX. That's you.
Oh my God, this is so old.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh my
Are there
God, this is
certain
I forgot about this account. This is the one I was actually using.
Yeah, so I get weird. I get nervous because I'm like, I want to make sure I don't give the wrong account. And then I know the other one's _Halcyon Holly. Like I know.
How cute is that?
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Oh, I'm just so cute. Can't help it.
Okay, so that is all. You can follow me Instagram, Twitter at the Geek Gurus. Peace, mother.
Bye.
Bye.
Toodle
Ollie.
pip.
Go put some trousers on.
Yep, I will. I
Yeah.
will.